So Megan, you came into the company in the summer of 1996. So the company's 1 year old, and you come in as a consultant. How did you wind up being CEO?
When I came into the company, they had closed their Series A round. AOL had invested.
This is their first venture financing round.
Yeah, the first venture financing. There had been some seed money before that. And Tom had successfully gotten AOL investments, and several wonderful angel investors had come in. At the time, also Sequoia joined the round. And what occurred was Tom had partnered with a CEO who ended up not quite working out, but some kind of standard Silicon Valley tough stuff went down. And I was, the summer of '96, I came in and was there as a consultant for a couple months, and things started to get a little bit rough. So I actually left for a little while. Tom ended up striking a deal with Sequoia to buy them out. And so in February of '97, I came back to the company, and we had just bought out the most famous venture capitalist in the Valley at the time, who was backing Yahoo. And so we had $500,000 in the bank left. And they had been spending $225K a month, so we had to take the burn rate down. We took it to $20K a month, kept most of the people. It was a little bit like It's a Wonderful Life, where we're like, okay, how much money do you need? And then we did a stock trade-off with everyone.
And you put the $2 in the safe and hope they'd breed more dollars.
Hold on. and we just, sort of buckled down and said, okay, we have to build this product and we have to build the business model. We have to start getting customers now because we're going to have to run on revenue very quickly here. So by November '97, we had clearly spent through that money, and we were running on revenue and a little bit of bridge money. I put about $250,000 into the company over the next year of my own money to top off payroll here and there. But we really just sold advertising and did merchant stuff and worked with AOL. AOL at the time was still dollars per hour, and we earned a little bit of money from our site.
Back in the days when AOL was connect time, revenue splits.
$2.95 an hour, and you got 20% of the time spent in your area. And
now,
so,
on a personal note, just to kind of understand how much of a revolution it is to have the internet making a platform which enables something like PlanetOut.com. Would your life have been different if you'd grown up, if you'd been born 15 years later and grown up in a world that had PlanetOut.com in it?
I don't know. When I went to Planet, I was such a techie. I knew probably about 10 gay people when I went there, and I totally went there just to help my friend Tom, and sort of got sucked in this. In fact, in '94, he started the company in '95. He asked me if I wanted to help him do it, and I said, no, it's too small. Why would I want to work on that? Which is actually plays into a little bit of the venture capital story of just how does Planet Out get venture capital money, given that most people assume the market is small when it's actually quite big, but they can't see it.
Right, either small or hard to reach. Or as you said, it's hidden in some way or another.
Yeah, and we just had a 70-year-old guy from Colorado come out on our site. So the whole range of people who really we can change people's lives. We also have, you talk about sort of, you can be fired in 39 states, you can be killed in some countries for being gay. There's execution in Saudi Arabia. We actually have more than 20 members from Saudi Arabia. We have over 100 members from Azerbaijan. We have over 2,000 members from China. So over 100 countries and are part of the membership. So really, those people have nothing in terms of resources in many countries. Some countries are ahead of the U.S. Gay couples can marry in South Africa. Gay couples can marry in the Netherlands, but a lot of other countries aren't there yet.
E-commerce companies have become notorious for spending lots and lots of money on marketing. How do you deal with the difficult task of customer acquisition, especially, as you say, because of every aspect of this, including a lot of people who, even online, don't necessarily want to acknowledge their status or haven't dealt with it themselves?
Right. We were in this interesting situation as an internet company because we had to earn our way back to the table through '97 and '98 of not having any money. So we developed some really cool ways to market, or good ways, effective ways to market without a lot of capital. Things like doing the portal deals and going and finding customers who were in chat and message board areas on the portals, but pulling them into the site, and maybe they would participate in both or just start coming to the site. We would go to Pride events. There are over 50 Pride events around the world. New York, Toronto, and San Francisco are now over 1 million people. But in order to afford to go to those, we started to take companies with us. Last year, IBM, Doubleday, and Showtime came with us. So we are able to package up our marketing as a product and then go together with these companies and actually make a profit on some of our marketing, still reach out to customers. And it's wonderful to go to Pride events because you're standing there and people are like, oh, Planet Out, I know you guys. And so we see wonderful brand recognition in addition to people who've never heard of us, and they're like, oh, I'm going to go check that out.
In a business like this where you actually have created an engine that can change the world for a lot of people in very profound and very personal ways, do you define success in your mind as the leader of this organization, as a successful IPO a year or two from now, which shows that there's a legitimacy or viability to the kind of services you're providing to an unrecognized market? Or is it in fact how many people you touch, what percentage of the population actually trust this brand to manage their lives?
I think that more sort of the second point there, certainly there's a sense of being able to build a world-class company, and so the ability to build this as, we're the first company in history to focus on gay and lesbian customers to receive venture capital funding, primarily because it's the first time when you can reach millions and ultimately tens of millions and hundreds of millions of gay and lesbian people because the internet allows it without sort of hitting up against closet walls. But I think at the end of the day, our team is, they're very much business people, but they're definitely motivated. I'm motivated by the fact that we have over 800,000 registered members and the kinds of things that we can do for those people. We have probably about 1.6 million unique visitors come to the site, and how we change people's lives. We do get 2 to 3% hate mail every day, but we get 40% love mail. So there's a lot of people out there that we're changing things for. The industry standard, we advertise in the industry standard, and they have received probably about 7 letters at various points saying, how can you allow this company to advertise? So there's change that's occurring for our customers and the products that we deliver and the things, and just providing a space for people to come together. But there's also change by being present in the industry and being, working to build a world-class company, being out there as a business itself and serving a customer that's been so underserved for so long is part of, is very rewarding. And then hopefully we will continue to grow and grow as a company and be able to serve even more different kinds of customers.